Hello. It's been said that David Attenborough's latest film, produced at the age of 99, called Ocean, is sort of drawing together of all the campaigning and all the things he's learnt through many years of presenting wildlife programs and campaigning for the protection of the environment. But before he became well known in that area of life, he was had another career. It was the BBC. He was the director of programs for the BBC in the early 70s. In 1973, after 5 years in the job, he felt it wasn't for him. He wanted to do something a bit more creative, and moved into the natural history films that we all know about. But before leaving in 1972, he produced an idea which was taken up by the BBC and led to 10 years of broadcasts of a series called Open Door. And Open Door was radical in its time. Now I think it would be unheard of, because any group could apply to have half an hour to broadcast their views, and it was uncensored. In some cases, not even the films were not even produced by BBC people, but it represented any group, left wing, right wing, centre, in politics, or however way out people might seem. Any group could apply to have this half-hour slot. So we had a group called the Transsex Protection Society, which promoted, well, didn't promote it, just told people what it was like to be a transvestite. We had a group of housewives whose slogan was all work and no pay. There was a program by people who were anti-racist. There was the Vegan Society. There was the Black Teachers, who had a program pointing out how ill-equipped the school system was for really supporting and helping black children. There was, on one occasion, a program by an anti-immigration group. And this was perhaps the most controversial. The programs went out twice a week. This particular program, because of its anti-racist, because of its racist language, was it was a campaign to stop it going out for the second showing. But the BBC said no. This was how they wanted to present their case, and we had to be adult enough to accept it and listen to it and respond in our own way. These days, I don't think we're particularly well served by broadcasters or people in social media who try and protect us, I think, too much from things which might offend us. I think we're adult enough to be able to sort the wheat from the chaff. Clearly, it's not appropriate to use this medium to issue threats or physical violence, or to stir up hatred. But there are ways of presenting views which don't do that, which may present views which for many of us are abhorrent. We don't agree with them, but I think it's important that they are allowed to be expressed. And it made me want to check myself to make sure that I do listen to views that are opposed to the ones that I initially hold. I might begin to change my mind, but even if I don't, I think it's important to really understand and try and work out where people are coming from who have views which are very different from my own. And I think a society where we're not prepared to listen to each other is a society that's poorer because of that.